Hey guys, what's up? Dion Forrest here with you today. And today I'm going to talk about something that I really don't talk about too often. And I feel that this topic is it's very beneficial to your dating life with women, and it can really help you out. Now recently I had a buddy of mine ask me a really good question. And his question was, Dion, should I dress to impress women? And he also asked me, is dressing to impress women a form or characteristical trait of being codependent? Because I'm trying to seek her approval of me due to my image. I'm trying to seek some sort of validation. And my best answer that I can give him was no. No. You see, when you dress a certain way, as we all know, first impressions mean everything. You know, we're all, whether we want to accept it or not, your image says a lot about you. And I am one that believes in always dressing a certain way, always presenting yourself in a very respectable manner. And I believe this is most guys' typical problem. You know, I've known a lot of my buddies and whatnot, when we go out and, you know, we're talking to women or trying to approach women, a few of my buddies, you know, were dressed terribly. And a few other guys who I was teaching this stuff to, a few of my clients, I was teaching them and working with them on how to approach women and build their confidence and stuff. And most of these guys came to me in joggers and dressed just terribly. Seriously. And, they go and they approach these women, and yeah, their openers were good. They had good self-confidence, good body language, good everything. But their image, their self-image of themselves, the way they were dressed it was horrific. Bummy shoes, some of them didn't shave or groom themselves, their hygienes weren't all that, So, guys, work on your self-image. Now, remember when I was telling you guys about your environment and how your environments are a representation of you? The type of people you hang out with, the places where you go, and the hobbies that you do are all a representation of your authentic personality. The same can be said for your dress code. The way you dress is a representation of your character and who you are. That's an expression of yourself. Usually, you can identify people by the way that they dress. So, for example, the other day, I saw a guy who I was talking to a guy on the train who was he worked at a corporation downtown or whatever. And before I even started talking to him, I knew what type of job he worked simply by the way that he dressed. I knew what type of guy he was. I figured, like, oh, this guy, he must be into, he must go to bars and hang out with his friends on the weekend because he's probably so stressed from his corporate job during the week. He probably works at some big-time law firm or company downtown because I see that he has a suit on and nice shoes. He must make a pretty good income because those Stacey Adams that he's wearing are not cheap. And that suit he has is really nice. That watch he has is pretty expensive as well. So this guy must have a good job. Like, I was able to identify everything about him simply by observing his physical appearance and the way he was dressed. And when I had the conversation with him, everything that he told me, I pretty much already knew. He told me everything that I observed about him. He happened to work at a corporate job on the weekends. He happened to go out to bars with his buddies, and he did make a pretty decent income from his job. And I was able to get all of that simply by observing the way he dressed. So, again, the same can be said for your authentic expression and your personality. The way you dress is the identification of your true self. A rocker is going to dress like a rocker. he's into heavy metal and so forth and so on. A guy who's into hip hop and he tries to carry a certain type of demeanor or whatever, you know, he dresses like in a very swaggy type of way, you know, if there is such a thing. But you guys get what I'm saying. You can identify people by the way they dress. I know this girl is conservative. I know this guy is preppy, the way he dresses. I know where he's from. I know where he's from. Oh, I know he's from the hood because, you know, he has pants that sag, and he has a long white tee. You know what I'm saying? He talks a certain way. He carries himself a certain way. I know this guy is from the suburbs because of his accent, the way he talks. I know this guy is from India. I know this guy is from California because no one wears flip-flops in negative 10-degree weather. I know this guy is from here. I know here. You see where this is going? So yes, your dress code is very important because it gives women the opportunity to observe who you are and see what you're about. A man who takes care of himself and puts the time into dressing himself up and keeping himself groomed, is a man who shows that he cares about himself. You have to invest in yourself as well as before you even start investing and going out and talking to women. You have to invest in yourself. And investing in yourself shows that you care about yourself. If you care about yourself, that shows that you have confidence about yourself and you want to be perceived a certain way by other people. Your image is important to you. So yes, guys, when you dress, you're not dressing to seek validation from women. You're dressing to express the authentic, honest version of yourself to the world. And the way you dress says a lot about you in so many words. So yes, dress good, clean yourself up, and please groom yourself, guys. Dion Force out.